All right, well, gobble, gobble. Welcome into the Friday edition here, November the 29th of the Tip-Off Show, powered by WagerTalk.com. Everything you need to know on the NBA with three of the very best here, guys. We got our boy Hakeem Profit. We've got Tony Finn. We've got Dr. Chuck RX, WagerTalk.com, SportsMemo.com, guys. Our way of saying thanks. Making everything all weekend long, just $9. All plays, $9 right now. WagerTalk.com, SportsMemo.com. Just our way of saying thank you. So we certainly hope it was a profitable and exciting Thanksgiving for you. Back at the NBA today. One early game already in the books, but plenty more getting ready to go here tonight. So I will start with the man in my, can't even tell if it's right or left depending on the screen that's coming out here. But let's start it with Ski, man. All right, Ski, talk to me here, brother. Here we go. Day off, right? It's a big card. Give me one game that popped out to you right off the bat here that you looked at that you were like, wow, holy crap.
It's like so many games we can't even go down the card today. Yep. But the one that popped out to me first, Pelicans, they won that last game on the first half. They had a lot of motivation to do so versus the Lakers, but they've been really poor on first halves, especially on the road. So I know they're 0-7 first halves against the spread on the road, and I know the Thunder, they're really good at the house. They're 1-4, I believe, their last 5 games against the spread, but 4 of those games have been on the road. Coming back to the house, they're 6-0 against the spread their last 6 home first halves. So I think they can take advantage of that versus New Orleans.
Love this. All right, now Dr. Chuck RX at Dr. Chuck RX, SportsMemo.com is where you can find him. A game that you've been scratching your head at for a while here now. Talk to me. Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix Suns here tonight. Interestingly enough, opened up as Dallas is a -1 favorite on the road, and yet we seem this thing pushing up here, a little -2, -2.5 across some of these boards. Talk to me about this game.
So as the genius Ski enlightened me before we went on air, I now know that it's Porzingis that's questionable. So I guess it's something you want to monitor. I liked either way. I kind of like that first half, which is a pick 'em. Mavs on the road are 6-1 in the first half spread, and they're one of only 2 teams that were off on Wednesday. Suns had to play on Wednesday. Let Washington do anything they wanted on their own floor, and I just think either way, Porzingis goes or not, I like the Mavs in the first half on that game. I think if you can get a better feel, or, I don't know when they'll make that decision. It's obviously going to be late pushing it. But at -1 or 2, I still think the Mavs rebound off of that terrible performance. I think Luka has a lot of motivation, and early I like that even more, which is why I like that pick 'em for the Mavs in the first half. But with or without Porzingis, I think he can, it's going to be hard for the Suns, who did stay at home but didn't have that day off and gave up 140 to Washington and I think 75 in the first half. So if Luka, comes out with that killer instinct after kind of being made look like a fool against the Clippers, I think that's going to be an easy play.
All right, Finn, talk to us, my man. What is it that what's the game on the card here tonight? You circled here, scratching your head, going, really? And it looks like Finn is just frozen, so we'll go back to you there, Ski, while we try to get him back up on the thing. Gotta love Tony Finn just getting all froze out here today. Talk to me about the New York Knicks here tonight, taking on the 76ers, Ski. We are looking at the number keeps crawling up here, the total. 206 opened up. I'm looking at 209s here in a lot of different places. But the number's going down. 76ers opened up as an 8-point favorite in the Garden. I'm seeing 6.5s around the place. Talk to me. What do you think here?
Well, I definitely understand the line move. Philly hasn't been playing well lately. 3-7 against the spread, their last 10. They're going to be without Al Horford tonight. Ben Simmons, game time decision. Josh Richardson, game time decision. So I'm not really looking to lay the points with Philadelphia not playing well, maybe missing a few players. And Knicks, they can be scrappy. They're 3-3 as a home dog. Philly's 2-4 as a road favorite. So I agree with the line move towards New York. Fun fact, New York is the only team that practiced on Thanksgiving.
Really?
So maybe they have some kind of motivation to come out here and bring it to Philadelphia.
Wow. All right, Dr. Chuck, talk to me, man. What do you think about the Knicks in Philadelphia here tonight?
Well, yeah, last week whenever it was I was on here the first time, I had put out that the line didn't make any sense. Sixers were laying. This adjusted at the open. I think it adjusted the right amount, and I also agree with the movement. I probably would stay away from this completely. It doesn't make any sense with it being this. I mean, who are the Sixers going to go to? And it's not, too many points to lay there. I wouldn't have laid the 8. I probably would have tried to grab the Knicks +8 either way, just because this is going to be a similar type of game as last time when they laid 12, and I think they, ended up pulling out a close win. But with all the question marks, and maybe the Knicks are motivated, like he said, it makes no sense. But I mean, if you wanted to, take a flyer on one of those $1,000 alley pickups, it would be bad money line with the Knicks there.
Yeah, well,
especially if these guys actually are all, ruled out late.
Yeah, you know how we love those $1,000 plays there. So Finn, welcome back, my man. Talk to me. We're covering a couple of games here, maybe one tonight that stuck out to you that you weren't quite sure, like, what's going on here. It doesn't make any sense.
My apologies. First of all, I keep my connections acting like it's Thanksgiving weekend or something. There's one game that really jumped out to me. You guys, I'm glad I'm here because you can kind of help me. I think I've been wrong, or was I wrong, about Carmelo not being able to continue to do what he used to do, and that was being a scorer. That's what Carmelo was. He wasn't a great defender. He wasn't a guy that was going to pull down 18 rebounds in a game. And he wasn't even a guy that was going to, make a difference for a team in a situation unless it was his scoring. Well, he's done a little bit of scoring since I dogged him on this show last week. Did he not set? He had a nice little game against. What was the last game? What was the last game Portland played? He had a big game against OKC, correct?
Yep. That's correct.
Okay. Tonight, I felt like the line. When I looked at this morning, I saw Portland was a 7-point favorite over Chicago. It was either a dream I had, or it was either a vision that I had that I saw this game being more like a 1 or 2 point. Again, is this an overreaction to Carmelo? Do you guys agree with this line? That's my question to you more than anything. It jumped out and grabbed me.
What do you think, Ski? Man, you've been on the Melo train here. Talk to me. What do you think? Is this a little bit of an overreaction from what we've seen thus far?
Well, the one thing, I'm not ready to lay 7.5 points with Portland.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's a big margin. At the same time, the Bulls are not that good. It's the Bulls, right? Yeah, Bulls are not that good. So it would be tough for me. It would be probably a game that I would stay away from. If I was playing it, if I'm looking at the underdog, the Bulls, they can blow up in the fourth quarter at the end of the game. So if you like the Bulls, I would look for them early. And Portland, I mean, if you like laying those points, I probably would do it over the course of the game.
All right, Dr. Chuck, let me ask you here. Another game very interesting on the card. The Raptors just continue to roll, right? 13-4 start, very impressive. No Kawhi. They've had Kyle Lowry out, Serge Ibaka. The defense has been better than, believe it or not, it was than a year ago. It's kind of a short number as a road favorite here. Opened up at laying 4 here in Orlando. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, it seems to be Vegas is constantly, baiting us with these Raptors, and we are regularly confused as to why the line is what it is, and it's usually we should have just gone with it.
Right.
Don't read anything into it, and no Gordon, no Vucevic. It just seems like, I think, Raptors don't have Lowry, and I guess they're not healthy per se, but
right.
I mean, in general they are, as to what they've been playing like. And, Tony said the other day, and I was with him, that it doesn't make any sense for the Mavericks to have been, for the Magic to have been a road favorite, even, if Kevin Love was going to play, and that didn't work out. And so I think almost this might be overreacting to that overreaction. I can't imagine. You can get, I think I saw that it dropped even to 3.5.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine that Toronto doesn't have their way from beginning to end. Just to jump back, hopefully we got Tony back, but just to jump back to that one, not to be even a little more contrarian, and I do like dogs more, and you have to find the right spot. We mentioned the other day, I thought the -8 with the Celtics was right. I thought the -8 with the Rockets was right. Both of those came through, and I'd lay 10 here with the Blazers. Actually, I think it's more the Bulls. I don't know if I'm as much on the Melo train. I'm not a Melo hater. and the Blazers haven't looked right. But why is Vegas? Vegas is begging us to lay money on Chicago, and I am rarely going to go anywhere they're begging. And it even went to 7.5, and I think more of the tickets are on the Bulls. So, yeah, I mean, it would definitely be smart if the Bulls hop out to a 12-4 lead to grab like a Portland -2 or 3, if you can see something like that, because that's not a bad idea. But you get beat by a couple dozen by GS, and I think it's not a good sign to stay away. You stayed away on the West Coast for Thanksgiving. You had no celebration of any kind. I think, as Ski said, they just hate Boylan. This is not a good spot. And I totally agree with Tony's dream that, like, what is this, bad team laying 4.5 dozen to another bad team? And I oftentimes think that that's the right side. So this may end up being the Bulls win outright, but I'd even lay up to 10.
There you go. All right, Ski, what do you think, man? Are we continuing to undervalue the Toronto Raptors here? They are world champions, after all.
I sit here and I look at this line. It didn't really make sense to me. So when I dug a little bit deeper, looking at the Raptors, they're 4-1 against the spread their last 5. 4 of those last 5 games have been at home. All of their losses have been on the road. They haven't lost a game at home. They've lost all of the games, 4 games on the road. The Magic now, they're 2-4 against the spread their last 6. Only 2 of those games have been at home, and they're a team that I don't think they have a road win. So I just think we're seeing 2 teams that have been playing Toronto, where they're best at home, Orlando, where they're worst at, and that's why the line's a little bit too low. It kind of makes me lean towards the Orlando side.
Well, that's where the market is certainly going. And, Tony, got to ask you here, man, there's another interesting game on the card here. Teams going in 2 totally different directions. But at least San Antonio's home now, but they're going to welcome in the Clippers. And what's going on with this now? All of a sudden, some people would have thought this might have been double digits, but actually it's not that bad. But what do you think? Are they that close, San Antonio, to turning it around in any way, shape, or form? Number opened up at 6. It's staying at 6, and so is the total at 225 right about now. What do you think, San Antonio Clippers?
This is a game that I've become attached to. I'm glad you brought it up, mostly because of some of the calls, some of the conversation I had with some of the beat writers north of the border, or at least on the border there in the Minnesota and Milwaukee area, and that is that their connections to San Antonio are much stronger than mine, and that that there's a problem in San Antonio right now. Despite what you hear from Popovich, despite what you might read from their team webpage, that there's an issue with DeRozan. And that if you look at this team right now, where do we find, other than being young guys, you got a team that's got a defensive rating of, I think, 116.2, and DeRozan's grading out defensively very, very poorly. And if this team is what we think it is, or at least what I think it is, and that is a non-playoff team, especially in a competitive West, this will be the first time in 17 years? How many years? That they're not going to be in the postseason.
Yep.
Then they have an issue with this DeRozan contract. If they're rebuilding, and it's going to be 1, 2, whatever years it might be, and they're going to take that leap of taking it step by step. Popovich has never had to do this in truth. I mean, not to this degree. What do you do with the guy that's averaging a team high 22.2, but his defensive, I think that's right, his defensive rating or his grade is poor. In fact, when he's on the court, this team is worse.
Right.
Defensively than when he's off. It's a small sample size, guys, but right now that's fact.
Yep, and that's the truth there. And Ski, what do you think, man? San Antonio in a boatload of trouble here, or what? Man,
this one's a little tough. It is tough to back San Antonio the way they've been playing. I'm looking at this game the way I kept it. I have Clippers. They should be favored by double digits. So seeing it at 6 kind of makes me a little skeptical. Clippers are 3-6 against the spread their last 9, and right now with the Clippers, I feel like they just want to win games. They don't really care about that number unless they play like a team they really care about. Like the last game, they heard all this noise about Doncic. They came in there wanting to shut him down, and they won that game convincingly. Do they really care about San Antonio, especially after Thanksgiving? I don't know. I think that's maybe why the line is short. I do think the Spurs, they should care. They have no leash to not care. So it's tough for me.
It's a brutal game. It really is, because you just don't know what you're going to get. That's the problem. And by the way, who's playing, who's sitting? Do we know tonight?
I have everybody pretty much in.
Pretty
Just
much
Shamit out. Yeah, everybody's in.
Yep. All right, guys, and one final game here, then we'll go around, get some of these best bets here. Am I just taking the over on the Wizards-Lakers? I don't know. Dr. Chuck, what are we doing here? Are we taking the over at 234? It's creeping up. And, we talked about I think what do we have? The Bucks game at 240 there the day before Thanksgiving on Wednesday. And like Tony had said, you don't need a lot to go wrong to hit the under at a 240. Well, it seems like this game is creeping up to that area. Lakers, Wizards here. What do you think? What do you think of this game, Dr. Chuck?
He said, sorry, I'm dying here. Power.
Lakers, Wizards.
Missed it. All right. So, yeah. Well, I kind of agree. Ski mentioned that the Clippers, we talked about this last time, that I think the Clippers and Lakers are the two best teams and aren't necessarily going to, Tony mentioned, how are we going to bust or when it matters, when it doesn't, they're going to win. They were getting hammered lately. And they did have that motivation, and lo and behold, the Brow goes for 40, and they win by 4 points.
Right.
So the Pelicans were the right side there, but, I wouldn't take a side on this, but I would definitely go first half over, like I love to do with the Wizards. The points, not sure what you can get it at right now, but earlier it was, I don't know if anybody can see it.
Yeah. What are you looking at, the first half?
121.
Over is,
120, 121, somewhere in that ballpark.
But, I liked it at 120. This is going to go. The Lakers are an over team earlier, and I had put out the Lakers' first quarter over in that Pelicans game, and it was tight, but it got to like 64, and the number was 59. So I like the first quarter over there as well as the first half over, and think that the Wizards, they seem to be able to score on anybody. And I don't know if the Lakers care early enough to play a ton of defense and to just run with them. And, I expected the Suns to do a little better in the first half against the Wizards, and they just ran all over and just chucking everywhere up and down. And I think this is a 130 first half.
All right, talk to me, Finn. You like the Lakers, Wizards?
Yeah.
You leaning total in this game, or you think they're just laying too many points here at 11.5?
Well, I hesitate laying 11.5, and I shouldn't probably. We talked about this last show, and that is, I believe wholeheartedly right now that, and I'm going to watch. I don't know about you guys, but I need to get some kind of a rhythm, some kind of a method, something that convinces me, that gives me the confidence to lay numbers with Lakers win. And the Pelicans, as Chuck just said, they're going to win. They're going to make the decision. What can we compare? It's a hard comparison. There's only 30. There's a much smaller number of teams, guys. But Alabama against the St. Mary's Sisters of the Blind, they're going to win by as many as they choose to win by. Mm-hmm. And in this situation, with the defense that the Lakers can play, and we talked about the Wizards last time at the Pepsi Center. And Denver's a good defensive team, and you saw it there. How many do the Lakers want to win by? If you're gonna put a gun to my head tonight, guys, I'm gonna be on the Lakers, and I'm gonna be on the Lakers first half, on the Lakers the second half, and on the game. But you don't have a gun to my head, so I'm not going to do that.
That's a good point. Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's a little aggressive here, Tony, on Thanksgiving. Really appreciate it. Ski, what do you think, man? You back in the Lakers tonight?
Really quick before I touch on that, I just wanted to mention the 76ers play again tomorrow versus the Pacers, so that's a good look-ahead spot. We talked about that game earlier. Mm-hmm. As far as this game with the Lakers, Tony said you got to kind of figure out when to bet on them. Well, let's look lately. 1-4 against the spread their last 5. 4 out of those 5 games have been on the road. I think you want to back this Lakers team when they're at the house. 6-3 as a home favorite. The one problem, it is a big number, and the Wizards have been pesky. They're 7-2 as a road dog.
Right. They've
been playing well. They're 5-2 against the spread their last 7. The way I look at this game, I talked about it last time when Washington played Denver, and I think it's the same way here. If you like Washington, you like the over, because they're not going to play defense. They're going to play fast. Their offense is great. And if they have the lead, the Lakers will have to play up and pace to catch up. So if you like the Lakers, they want to play a little bit slower. They will play defense. And I think if you like Lakers, you like the under.
Okay. Yep, go with the under. You don't just a couple of things go wrong in that game. They ain't coming close to that, and that's going to keep going up too, I think, as we get closer to tip-off. All right, like we do, we want to remind you, of course, before we get to our $1,000 jackpot bet here tonight, where every one of these guys, because it is Thanksgiving, somehow or another leaves their house and finds $1,000 in a damn envelope right outside their front door. Some people will take it and spend it. Others will invest it. Not these three guys. They're degenerates. They will bet it. So before we get to those plays, I do want to remind you, though, as a way of giving thanks, our friends at both, of course, WagerTalk and Sports Memo, offering you guys the opportunity to get every one of their plays this weekend, $9. All you have to do is get there. You'll get Ski. You'll get Tony Finn at WagerTalk.com. You will also get our friend Dr. Chuck RX here. He will be at SportsMemo.com. But all you have to do, one way or the other, is log on. As soon as you're done here, head over there. $9 plays up and ready to rock and roll. So we will start with the Ski Man. Come on, brother. Talk to me. You got that $1,000 crisp $10, $100 bills. You're heading to the window. I know you like to split things, but what are you doing here? Are you giving me the whole? You giving me the whole G? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing the whole G. If I split it, you got to double up anyway.
That's a good point.
Best bet. And I will say the dogs have been kind of doing really well. I've cashed 4 out of the last 5 dogs. Maybe those should just be the best bet. But I'm gonna roll with that OKC. The trend is just really good. We know OKC is really good at home. Pelicans not as great on the road. OKC's been cashing on the first half at the house. Pelicans have been a first half fade. After Thanksgiving, after that Lakers game, I don't think Pelicans have that same motivation. And the Thunder, they just got blown out by Portland. So I think they do have the motivation to come out here early. So I'll rock with OKC on the first half -2.
There you go. All right, Dr. Chuck, man, what are you doing? You splitting that? You throwing the dime down? You mixing it? What are you doing here?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to split it, but there's a couple things I wanted to add. Ski had mentioned, specifically, and Tony, gun to his head. Bucks, I think, are in a similar spot. They are laying a ton of points on the road against Cleveland. They have a game tomorrow at home. They're not, they, for some reason, it's easy to go against the Cavs. Mm-hmm. I think if you're getting about a dozen points, I don't know if you get 11 or if it's up all the way to 12 or not, but I think it'll probably expand because no public better or nobody really is going to throw a whole lot of money on the Cavs. But I can't imagine that the Bucks have only laid double digits on the road once. They didn't cover it this season, and it just feels like they are going to a lesser extent from the Lakers, they have the ability to just win. When they want to, they're going to win it. They may be lackadaisical, and I think there's a lot of value on the Cavs getting that many points, but also in the first half. And then I like a lot the Heat. So especially on the first half, I think it's like -6.5 in the first half. So the Warriors the Heat haven't lost a game at home or on the spread. Yep. They're 7-0 both. They're 6-1 against the spread in the first half, and they get the Warriors traveling. So they played Wednesday. They hammered the Bulls at home. Then they get to travel all the way to South Beach on Thanksgiving to play Jimmy Butler and the Heat, who are undefeated at home, kind of hammer teams. The first half is 6-1 ATS, but they win that margin by 13.5 points. Mm-hmm. So it's exactly double what the spread is today. So I'd probably throw all 1,000 on that. The Warriors are also this season, as a road dog off of a home dog win, is 3-11 ATS. Oh. And so that's full game. I don't like it as much when you're laying them because the Heat up. I just feel like the Heat up 15-16 late aren't that worried about stopping on the throat of the Warriors, but that 6.5 in the first half sure feels like a double-digit spread by halftime.
There we go. That's where the dime's going. And how about you, Finn? What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that G? Where are you going, man?
I thought about splitting it up. I'm not going to. Is anybody here familiar? You guys will be familiar. I'm going to play against the Jazz. I think there's a really good opportunity here for Memphis for a couple of reasons. One, Jazz they've lost 2 in a row. Mm-hmm. Rudy is back. What I like most is with Rudy back, you're going to see this team play a little differently offensively. And I'm going to take Memphis plus the 7 points. There's a relationship. Expect a big game out of Devontae Graham, certainly, and maybe Mitchell as well. These two were high school mates, if you guys probably know. Yep. And they have a relationship. And Mitchell, Mitchell not only surprised himself with Utah as a rookie, I think Devontae had some. They conversed quite a bit because I used to cover the Jayhawks during that time, and let's be honest, Devontae has surprised people as a second-round pick and what he's been able to do with Memphis, mostly because he's got an opportunity. But I like Utah. I like Memphis against Utah. I'll take the 7 full game.
There you go, guys. You've got it. Pretty simple stuff, right? You got them 1, 2, 3. Dr. Chuck. You got Ski, you got Tony Finn, you got him at WagerTalk, and you got him at sportsmemo.com. All you guys got to do, take advantage of the thanks that we are giving back to you guys by making every play $9 this weekend. Head over there. Ski, your play's up on the site, ready to rock and roll here tonight, going to be?
Yeah, by the time this show is up, it'll be up. And Joe, are we doing a dog?
Well, all you guys did was give dogs here tonight, so what else? You got another dog you love?
I just want to mention really quick. I agree with Tony wholeheartedly.
Okay.
I like Memphis, Utah. They're not good on the road. They're 3-6 straight up on the road. Memphis really good coming out the gate. I think they can come out the gate and hang within that number. And I also like those Knicks with the Sixers on the look ahead versus the Pacers.
Great.
Those are my 2 dogs.
Yep. Anybody else got a dog that outside of the ones you guys picked? Anybody else there? Dr. Chuck, Mr. Going Chalk with the Miami Heat. What are you doing?
I think Tony, what were you going to say there?
I was going to say I'm parlaying that Ski bet right now.
You're doing it. Boom.
I'm punching it in right now on the app, on the phone.
On the phone.
Inside the state lines.
All right, tell them one more time. What's your 2-teamer right there? What are you putting in?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
what are you putting in?
Knicks.
Grizzlies Knicks.
Grizzlies Knicks. Okay, perfect. There you go. Grizzlies
Name my next son that too. Name my next son. Grizzlies Knicks.
Knicks. Perfect. Love that. Grizzlies Knicks. Finn at WagerTalk. All right, talk to me, Dr. Chuck. Give me a dog.
Well, I didn't get as much into the Wizards side, and Tony wanting to play the Lakers the whole way. If I was going to parlay a couple of dogs, I'd probably parlay the Cavs and Wizards. But a lot of that has to do with the 2 best teams in each league, just kind of knowing before they step on the court this game is over, and when they decide to make it over, it's over. And I just think the Lakers have less conviction about it. And I think the Bucks have more conviction, but I also think that Beeline and the team that he's got there is scrappier and holds you down a little bit more than obviously the Wizards do. And so I think the Lakers are going to put themselves in a bit of a hole to have to climb out of.
Yep.
Because I think they're going to let the Wizards do what they do and chuck shots all over the place. But if you're getting 12 with each of those feel like single-digit wins.
There you go, guys. You got it now. Plenty of opportunities for you to be able to profit in the NBA tonight. But, of course, it starts by getting over to WagerTalk.com, SportsMemo.com, and, of course, following these 3 gentlemen, at Ski Profit, at Dr. Chuck RX, at Finn, at WagerTalk. That's correct. All on Twitter. Make sure you're tailing them. Gentlemen, fantastic job. Good luck with your plays tonight. Good luck with your plays this weekend. We'll do this thing again on Monday, guys. Best of luck to you all.
Time to celebrate Kwanzaa.
Absolutely. Let's give me a damn day off. Be good, guys. Good luck to your plays tonight. WagerTalk.com, SportsMemo.com, guys. Get there today.